Hey family and friends, it is February 16th and it's time for another farm update. Sorry it's been so long. I actually recorded some other ones, but my phone didn't actually capture them. So let's go over what's been going on for the last, I guess, 3 weeks. Let's turn this guy around. All right, since it's been so long, I'm not quite sure where we left off. But here's what I think's been going on. As you can see, we have a lot more siding, which is great. It's been snowing the last 2 or so weeks out here, so it's been super cold. Today's the first day it's been raining again. But if you remember, up there was a door. Well, that's gone. It's now sided over, which is cool, since that door was a stairway to heaven, if you will, or doorway to nowhere. Additionally, my dad and I came out here and we replaced pretty much all the low voltage wiring, and I put in the structural media panel. It has a cover and everything. So this is where our internet for the home will come in and stuff like that. The electrician came through. I think last time we had some of the stuff with the bare wires. So the electrician's come through and has got the rest of the wiring done. And in fact, on Friday, this past week, it was all approved. So we just need the Grays Harbor PUD to come out and attach the line to the house that's over there, back over here. To do that, obviously you see some big giant thick cables here. What's going on here is we have the old panel that's in the house that big cable's going to, so that's going up to the old panel in the house. And then we have this other big thick cable coming over the door and over to this other sub panel, which I guess both of these are sub panels now. And that's all the new wiring for the garage. You can see there's a couple of thick cables over here. So 50 amps, 30 amp, and then a bunch of 20 amp cables. We also have this big 50 amp cable coming out here. And that one is for a generator plug, so that with this house, we don't have any other heating other than electricity. And so that generator is so that we could be out here, and if we lose power, like we do at least once or twice a year, we can at least get some sort of heating inside the home. So that's a generator input, which that comes back over here and goes into this service disconnect on the other side here. Over here. So that's cool. Everything's getting wired up well. We'll also be running, so you see there's another fat cable here. This one's going to be for car chargers and things like that. So big giant 50, 60 amps for car chargers, since that's where the world's moving to. But if you notice, everything else has come in and been added in as well, relined. So the plumbing's all new. Low voltage is all new. A lot of the electrical is new or rerouted. The HVAC folks, they were out here the last few days, coming in and installing so they installed our old HVAC unit, but they had to do all new hard lining and then ductwork for our existing registers. And so all that work is done, with the exception of, this is a heat pump with a furnace. And so the heat exchanger, which is supposed to be in that corner on the other side of the wall, that still hasn't been installed. But everything else from the HVAC has been installed. So technically, if we had power, we could use the furnace aspect of this to heat the home. But like I said earlier, we're still waiting on the PUD to get to plug the power in now that it's all been inspected. The big change, though, is all of this plumbing. I'll try to edit in some photos, but all this plumbing was very chaotic because this was, a crawl space before, so it didn't need to look good or be out of the way. All that got stripped out and restacked here, and the plumbing is now looking amazing and out of the way. So they've had to kind of go through and rewire some stuff because the old wiring got damaged and wasn't the proper wiring. And so some of the work that they did this week was run new conduit and trenching for that pipe there. But yeah, here's where the HVAC, sorry, the plumbing sort of work will be once it's all done. But it's one of those situations where the plumber was waiting on the electricians, and the electrician's waiting on the city. And so, yeah, everyone's waiting for everyone. So infrastructure is ready to go. We just need, to get it all sort of finally turned on and plugged in. The other thing, they started framing in this room here. So that is a post that looks like this on the other side. So it's supporting these big beams. So this post is supporting that big beam up above. And that they've wrapped that so that we'll have a sliding door that kind of butts against it over here. It looks like they chose to put the switches right here. All right. So some of this stuff, it's up to the electrician and the contractors to kind of do the best thing for the situation, and that actually works fine. And so yeah, you can see there's a lot of empty space back here behind this pillar, which I'm sure they'll plug up. Over here we have some holes and stuff. Like I mentioned, the HVAC condenser or the heat exchanger is supposed to be on the other side of the wall there. And then these power lines are going to the septic system and the heat exchanger system. So yeah, lots and lots of progress. We have the RV hookup on the other side. That's what that plugs for. A bunch of outlets and things like that as well. And then they also started putting in the venting that's in the bathroom. Install the drop ceiling, it looks like, or a ceiling to be framed in. That's actually kind of cool. I didn't notice that until just now, the ceiling. Huh, neat. Cool. Other stuff. So the exterior, they've been working on quite a bit. So most of the siding's done around the house, but there's still some sections that need to be completed. One of the changes that had to happen with this garage door. So this garage door was supposed to be an 8-foot door, but because of the plumbing and the slope needed, it's now a 7.5-foot door. And so they had to come out here, pull off some of the siding, build the door down a little bit, frame it down a little bit, and then put the siding back. So some things like that, plugs, exterior plugs down here. Let's check around the back here. So this is where I mentioned the condenser will be. So it's going to be on a little platform. And then those two power lines are for the septic system. So we have a pressurized septic system, just given where the groundwater table is here. And so all that stuff is for the pump and the alarm for the septic system. And then here, of course, is the RV hookup stuff that I mentioned, with the plumbing aspect of it. Let's see, other small things that have happened, or small or big. This door is a brand new door. So one of the things that we noticed when they started pulling off the siding to tie in the new siding was the existing doors were already deteriorating. The previous owner used just normal sort of pine framing versus composite framing doors. And so the bottom was all rotting. So we've replaced the doors with composite doors. So hopefully they last longer. See, other than that, like we're just, every day we're waiting for updates, the infrastructure to actually get turned on so that we can start using this house fully again. So until next time, there's my wife. Until next time, we'll keep on coming out here and seeing the progress.